And welcome back, everyone, to episode 35 of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm alongside my co host, Vince. And as I'm just going to keep saying this, we have a lot to talk about this week because both March Madness finals are, well, one's going on right now while we're filming, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then for another one, the game is set, the matchup is set, so we're going to preview that one as well. And of course, NFL free agency and trades and stuff is still going crazy. And you might have seen some clips that we made, or just in general across the internet. A couple of things that happened this week. And of course, MLB season is now in full swing, so we have a lot to talk about there. So let's just start with the NFL. Like I said, free agency is still going on. So there were some interesting trades, and one that I knew you were very excited about, both because it helps your Dolphins and it hurts the Bills. So Stefon Diggs has been traded to the Houston Texans, and the big question now is, are the Texans really a contender for the AFC championship or the Super Bowl? Because if they're really good now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could solidify themselves as one of the best teams in the AFC. But I will touch on this, and I'm gonna say, as a Dolphins fan, I kind of scout teams in my division. Obviously, I scout what the Jets do, what the Bills do, what the Patriots do. And look, the Bills in the second half of the season were doing really, really good, but Diggs wasn't. Diggs was not playing how he usually does. And, he was kind of playing like his draft pick was supposed to be a fifth rounder. I don't mean to be like that, but I'm basically just going to say that right now. So, you know, um, yeah, he didn't play good in the second half of the season. The Bills did. The team actually did. Diggs didn't. So, yeah, he's still a good player, but how is he gonna be able to handle being with a new team? Because we've seen it time and time again. Diggs playing with a team that towards the end of his career with that team, he has troubles and issues with them. And it happened in the summer. And Andrew, when we were at camp, I
Yeah.
always I brought it up. I brought up how Diggs had a lot of issues with the Bills organization.
Yeah.
And that's what really led to this trade. But obviously, Josh Allen was not told that Diggs was getting traded.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Which
I
which is an issue, especially
n-
for a franchise QB like that,
yeah, I
to
think
not
you
know.
have to no still let him know. And I get trading him is the right move because he's had a lot of issues. And another thing besides having a lot of issues, Diggs has had a lot of issues towards the end of his career for both of the teams he's played for, with the Vikings and the Bills. So I'm curious what's gonna happen with the Texans and if he's gonna be able to be happy. I saw actually like yesterday a photo with him in this I don't know if you know Sketch, the streamer.
Yeah. Hmm.
There was a photo with all the receiving core and Stroud with him. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's bonding with some of the guys, but I honestly, even though coming from a rival opponent, I hope he has a great time in Houston. I'm happy the Dolphins are gonna actually be winning the AFC East now, but
So
yeah.
yeah. So well, Jack may say otherwise, but
Well,
um. So you're asking kind of more about how is this going to fit into the Texans' plan? I think I'm more interested in what now happens to the Bills, because if we're looking at the Bills depth chart, which I've pulled up here, Josh Allen, franchise QB, ridiculously good, has
don't
MVP.
even
He's an MVP
don't even
caliber
mention the
player.
receiving core. Don't even mention the receiving
Yeah,
core. It's
I'm not.
really bad.
But
It's really bad.
if we're looking at it, you've James Cook as your running back. Is he? I don't even know. What are his catching numbers like? Is he?
Well, he has been able to be getting a lot of catches due to the fact that Diggs did not play well in the second half of the season. I think that's going to tremend a huge switch over to next season. Due to the fact that now he's the number one target. And yes, I get it that the Bills have the best two tight ends in the league. Well, duo in the
Yeah.
league. So yeah, he has some weapons, but the only weapons he has is those two, and obviously, and Curtis Samuel. But besides, all four of those guys, they don't have anyone else. And I feel like you have to cement and get someone.
Yeah.
Obviously the Bills lost Gabe Davis, lost Stephon Diggs, so yeah, it's tough for them, and I'm really,
And-
really curious what they're gonna do.
And actually, Curtis Samuel is wide receiver 2 right now
Yeah,
on the
I
depth
think
chart.
he should be receiver 1. I like him. He's underrated. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. Bills.
I'm just curious what they're gonna do in the draft. And you know what? I know this is not gonna happen in the first round because this is kind of
Was
a
the
reach.
second round pick that they got for this year?
It was the Viking. Well, it was. Oh, so I think it was the pick. You know how, I think it's the Vikings pick. I don't know exactly.
It's the Vikings pick, but it was the second round pick for.
I think
2020. Wait, what? Oh,
was it not this year?
Okay, so they got a 2024 sixth, a 2025 fifth, and a 2025 second. Oh no, they gave. No, sorry. They gave the Texans Diggs, the 2024 sixth, and the 2025 fifth.
Oh my god!
And the only thing they got back was the 2025 second. So next year is going to be. It's going to be rough.
I'm just curious what the Bills are going to do in the draft because it can go either way, but I do think they're going to end up getting a receiver. Just depends who. Obviously, there's two notable receivers in the first 10 draft picks. Obviously Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison. But again, I don't know what they're going to do. Look, and I really like Keon Coleman. I know that's someone that was in mention for the Bills. I like him. As a Gators fan, scouting. I do look at film. I do look at some of these guys and how they play. Keon Coleman is a real monster. He is a receiver that came from Michigan State just a year ago, and now was in the spotlight with Florida State this season and proved that he can be one of the best receivers in collegiate football. So again, I'm just excited to see what they can do, and I'm really curious what the Bills are going to be able to accomplish.
Yeah,
and if they end up even drafting him or another receiver.
Yep. Next up, also, I mean, the Patriots are bad, so it's not going to affect you. But, the Patriots are signing safety Kyle Duggar to a 4-year, $66 million contract, which I think is pretty big for the Patriots, kind of at this point in where their franchise is. So, I mean, is this going to be a good move, spending this much money?
I mean, Kyle Duggar is notable, and I think he is a right person for this team. I think a lot of money spent is not the right way, but they do have a lot of money, so you can go either way.
Yeah. So the next one, I think I know the background of, but yeah. So basically, and I'm gonna start kind of a little bit farther back in the story. So there was a vote in the county that Kansas City is in, to raise taxes like temporarily or something, or like collect more taxes in order to refurbish Arrowhead and like make some needed adjustments and stuff. And basically what happened was that was not voted in. And so now the Chiefs are left with a stadium that needs improvements that the stadium isn't getting. And their lease is up. Do you know what year their lease is up? 2029 or something? Or earlier than that?
I think it could be 2029.
2029. So, in response to this, the Dallas mayor tweeted something out asking the Chiefs to move back to Texas, where they were before they were in Kansas City.
The only thing I don't understand is why would you want another team in Texas alone and in Dallas? I don't know why the Dallas mayor has to, and I get it. Obviously Dallas has a lot of connection to, I guess, the Chiefs organization or whatever, but still, why another team in Dallas? Even Texas in general, I don't like that personally.
Plus, there was, what would they call themselves? Because they used to be the Texans. So
exactly, Texas. Texas Texans? What is that? Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I think it was more of a joke and just kind of making fun of Kansas City not being able to pay for, because we know that Dallas, the Cowboys have like one of the most advanced and like most costly stadiums in the league. So, that's probably more just a shot at the Chiefs, really.
Yeah.
Next, Randy Gregory has been signed by the Bucks. I don't know. What do you think about this one? I just kind of want to get your thoughts on.
I mean, he has been bouncing around in the league ever since coming from obviously the Cowboys to the Broncos to the 49ers, now to the Bucks. I like him, and I think he is not as consistent as a player as I once thought he was. With Dallas, but again, I think that the Bucks are just trying to get players that mean something to an organization, a franchise, and I think Randy Gregory can definitely do that for you. But I just don't know how long he'll stay there. He's been bouncing around teams for the last couple of years, so it just really depends. But I hope the Bucks end up keeping him for the long run.
Yeah. I think he deserves. You're right. He's been bouncing around, so I think he definitely deserves a place to stay.
No, bouncing around, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He is a phenomenal defensive lineman, so I just think he can finally solidify himself with the team.
Yeah.
Oh, and hold on, before you go with your next thing, it is halftime, and the NCAA National Championship for women's, it's 46-49. South Carolina is leading against Iowa. Obviously, we're going to talk about this later on in the episode, but man, halftime, it's looking good. It's looking good, and look, Iowa came out strong. 18-point first quarter for Caitlin Clark, so. We gotta see. We gotta see.
Okay. So, the next one I want to preface by saying that this is still a developing situation, just like the Otani thing a couple weeks ago. So there's not a ton of news on it yet. But what we'll say is Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice was involved in an incident last Saturday in Texas involving a car crash and may not return to the NFL, not because of injury or anything, but just the way the situation happened. So this would definitely be a big hit to the Chiefs, who were looking for a wide receiver to replace Tyreek and give Patrick Mahomes another weapon besides Travis Kelce on offense to throw to, just another guy to look for. So this definitely hurts the Chiefs a lot, and I just think we'll talk about this more, kind of as the situation.
I just want to touch on it real quick, and Rashee Rice is a phenomenal player. He's proved himself the last the last 2 years, and he's already won a championship with this team. So to do that, coming to the league and win a championship is already great as it is. And obviously losing Tyreek Hill was huge for this team. He was going to be the next big receiver for this team. It's sad to see. Obviously the conflict that's going on with him right now. We hope for the best for everyone involved in this incident. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, also the Chiefs can obviously resolve this issue and try to see what they can do with the receiving core and obviously with the incident. Hope everyone's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything Vince said. And, I think at this point, if you're looking at it, he doesn't really deserve to return to the NFL. So I think that the Chiefs are going to need to try to figure something out there. Once again, this also involves you. So we talked about this 2 weeks ago now, I think. The Dolphins have reportedly started trying even harder to sign wide receiver OBJ, but he has still not decided where he wants to land. Yep, round of applause. Yep.
OBJ.
We had a long conversation about this.
It's just I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I don't know.
And I'm still the same on it. If he's taking this long to sign, especially with this is the only team I've really seen reports swirling about for this whole thing, then he might as well just sign at this point.
I think it just depends because Braxton. I'm gonna say this again. Braxton Berrios is a great receiver 3. There's obviously a lot, and Azumaka, another receiver who can obviously be receiver 3 for this Dolphins team. I just don't know who is going to be receiver 3, depending if it's OBJ. I really don't know. But again, he is taking very long. I'm just curious what he's going to do, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I think
we might have to wait at least I think I'm gonna say this another 3 weeks. To be honest, it's gonna take a long time.
3.
No, I'm gonna say it because OBJ is a very
especially for negotiations with
yeah. Well,
OBJ.
that again, I said this last week or not last week, 2 weeks ago. OBJ wants the money. He's a needy player, and again, the Dolphins don't have that much money. We're one of the teams that didn't have a lot of cap, so again, I don't know what's gonna happen. But
yeah. So that's kind of going to do it for the NFL right now. Not a ton, not as much as last couple weeks, but I think that things are gonna keep going on, so we'll see. Next up, NBA. So it's the best time of the year for basketball fans out there because um playoff Jimmy is about to return. Anyway, Vince wrote that, by the way. The
Yeah.
playoffs are here, and with a week left in the season, teams are ready to mark their final spots in the standings. So, in the East, 4 teams remain: the Heat, 76ers, Bulls, and Hawks. So, out of these teams, who do you think is going to make the playoffs? So, basically, today the Heat are going to be in a must-win game against the Indiana Pacers, but can still not be in the play-in if they win. Correct? I believe.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
We are a game back from the Pacers, so just depends what's gonna happen. And I think that the Heat can pull off a win. And again, this Pacers team is good.
Yeah.
They acquired Pascal Siakam not so long ago. Obviously, Halliburton is a god. He's really good. So I really just it really just depends what we do. I think playoff Jimmy has to come out and play. I think it starts with him, and then it also leads to how Terry Rozier plays. He played phenomenal just a couple games ago, dropping 34 points. Same with Bam. Bam needs to show up big time. If Tyler Hero is active, as he was activated just a couple of days ago, he needs to show up big time. And look,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I know he wasn't part of our playoff run last year, but all of these people need to show up big time. And I'm going to say this right now, especially Jaime Jaquez. He's a guy that we need to show up. He needs to be one of those guys. And I get it, he's a rookie, but he needs to be, out there the whole game. He needs to really just get some assists going, get some points going. I think we can eventually, hopefully, win this game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think. Well, okay, let's just look at some of the other teams we're talking about. 76ers versus Spurs. The 76ers, Embiid came back. He played the first game, and then I believe because today's a back-to-back, he is not playing today's game. Just kind of potentially.
I think he did play against the Heat just a couple days ago, and the Heat actually lost. So another crazy good win for the 76ers. And I know they're a game behind the Heat, but still, they beating us in such a tight span of time. We only have like 6 games left in the season, so it was really a huge win for them. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so but
I like them, but
I know
the
Spurs game. I know the Spurs game. Embiid isn't gonna play today.
Oh, is that confirmed?
Yeah, because I think this is the second game of a back-to-back, so they're trying to conserve him still.
I don't know if Maxey can do it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Maxey can pull off such a huge win like this for this 76ers team. So I think that the Spurs are going to win. They showed up against the Knicks just a week ago. So yeah, no, I think I'm going to take the Spurs, and I think that Wemby has to prove what why he was the first pick, to be honest, and I get it. There's no point of winning for the Spurs team, but if you really want to help a brother out, help the Heat out, then they need to beat the 76ers.
Yeah, and they definitely have a chance to do so. I mean, Spurs have gone out and beaten a lot of the top teams so far this year, so we'll see. Today is also Bulls versus Magic, and
Magic.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that this just wasn't the Bulls' year, really.
Nah, and they've had a lot of ups and downs, but I do think the problem is just their consistency. Like, example, Lonzo Ball has not been able to play for a long, awful time. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan both of them have been in trade talks. So yeah, I don't think that this Bulls team will do anything. Maybe not. I'm not saying the next couple of years, but at least for right now.
And the Magic. I mean, the Magic are also kind of a like.
I mean, they're doing good right now, and I will say there are, I think, top 5 in the East, so they are on a roll. I'm really curious if they can beat teams like the Knicks.
What is Paulo averaging this year? He's 21? I thought he was.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I had. Off the top of my head, I thought that's perfect. I think that's exactly.
I thought he was a lot. I thought he was a lot higher than that.
Nah, 21 is the right thing. I'm just curious
He's
what
got-
like Jalen Suggs is and people like that.
Jalen Suggs is 11.4, which is
Okay, it's not bad.
it's not bad. I don't know. I just never really saw the Magic as like a crazy good team, but they are this year, so it's
Well,
kind of
They had been better than the Heat for not. I'm not saying last year they were not as good, and I know we're in the same division. Like they have not been as good in the last couple of years, but now this year they have shown up. So yeah, no, I like them. I'm just curious what they can do in the playoffs, and it just depends. I don't know who they face. If the playoffs were to end right now, do you know who they face?
if the Magic, right?
Yeah, the Magic.
They would face the. They would face the Cavs.
Okay, well then,
I believe.
I think that if that is true, I think that Magic would easily win that. I'm just gonna say that. I think so.
I think is that how? Who does the 4 seed play?
I have actually. I mean, I think the fifth, or I don't know exactly.
I thought it would be the 3rd seed, right? Or do they play a play-in? I don't actually know.
I don't know, but
Wait,
I think
hold on.
maybe the third.
Who does the 4th seed play?
I think it might be the
fourth
fifth. Because the 6th would play the 3rd. Yeah, 6th would play the 3rd. 2nd would play the 7th, and the 1st would play the 8th. Yep. So then that means that the 4th would play the 5th.
Wait, what? I thought the 1st plays the 6th, the 2nd plays the 5th, and then the 3rd plays the 4th.
No. I mean, the only reason I know that is because the Heat were the 8th seed last year. We played the 1st, so.
Oh.
Quick
Okay.
math.
Anyway, yeah, they'll play a team that is going to be in the playoffs.
Somewhat
There you
good.
go. Yeah. Well, besides the Hawks.
And I'm just gonna say this right now: the Heat are winning on Tuesday. I don't want to hear anything else.
That's crazy.
No, look, the Hawks are okay. I don't think they're a bad
Who are they-
team, but trust me, Heat playoff Jimmy has came to play. He said it just a couple weeks ago. It is time. It's playoff time. So
You guys got.
we're proving.
I mean, then you guys got the Mavs and 2 Raptors, so it's not bad to wait end the season.
all right,
alright.
Mavs. It just depends. I don't know.
In the West, 5 teams remain: Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, Warriors, Rockets. So we're gonna kind of do the same thing over here. So the Pelicans play a must-win game against the Suns to be crowned as the 6th spot in the West. So first of all, I thought that the Suns were lower and the Pelicans were higher than this, but I guess not. So, I don't know. What do you think? Because it seems like a pretty even matchup if this game literally decides between the two of them.
Yeah, I think that the Pelicans will win, and that's just because I don't like the Suns team at all, and I don't think that they're capable enough
Yeah.
to win. But it just depends. I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns win to be like they're both these teams are semi good, so you know. But I'm hoping the Pelicans win just because like I don't like the Suns at all. So
Yeah. What else? Today's also Lakers versus Wolves. And I kind of have the Wolves in this game, I think.
Wolves, yeah.
Yeah. The Wolves have been so good. And I think the Lakers are just kind of falling apart still.
Before we go on, well, obviously what the notes say, what do you think about the Wolves? Like, I know that the Wolves and the Nuggets have the same record right now in the West. Who do you think comes out on top on the West? Like, I know we've talked about this, obviously, but I'm just curious what you think right now, obviously with just a week left in the season.
That's a good question. I really like the Wolves.
I do too. I just don't know. Like, Karl Anthony Towns has been dealing with injuries.
Which is an
Anthony
issue.
Edwards
And I think
and that's, yeah, obviously.
I'd
Rudy
rather
Gobert, you know.
I'd rather save Cat for like
The
just don't
playoffs.
even risk it. Just
Yeah.
wait till the playoffs. It's not worth it at that point if you're gonna lose him like before. So I don't know.
Personally, I think the Nuggets are going to be better. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Wolves are going to come up super short. I think they're only going to win maybe like a round. It's going to be like kind of what Purdue has been doing the last couple of years. Well, not this year, but last couple of years, obviously losing the first couple of rounds. So
Yeah.
I think OKC
Yeah.
is obviously a better team than them. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah. Next game, Kings versus Nets.
Well, the Kings have dealt with injuries. We talked about this last episode too. Kevin Horter, I think was Malik Monk. So I think it depends. Injuries is obviously a huge issue. The Nets don't care about their season anymore. They're going for a lottery pick. So, Nets losing wouldn't be an issue. Kings need to win. I have the Kings. I think De'Aaron Fox and this team can come up with a win in Sabonis.
Or the Nets. The Nets just going to ruin everyone else's day because at this point, what are they saying? This is the worst draft class they've seen in like.
It really
years.
is, and I didn't want to tell you. I was gonna tell you, Andrew. I don't know if we're even gonna be able to do a mock draft. It's so bad.
It's bad. It's really bad.
I wish we started the podcast last year.
Especially if Ronnie thinks he has a chance to be in the league.
Yeah, man. Well, just mean you get LeBron. Talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This draft is really bad, and we're obviously gonna talk about it come July. But man, sorry, June. Come June. But yeah, no, I don't like it at all. I don't. I think I like Jared McCain though. I don't know if you know the Duke freshman. Jared McCain is very, very good.
I'm 3 days into college and I'm 2.
It's 2 days into college, 3 lectures.
Oh yeah,
behind.
I thought. Oh, whoops! I got it back.
I'll sing it. I'm 2 days into college and I'm 3 lectures behind. There's this guy that's named Colin. He says he wants to be mine, but it doesn't really sit with me quite right because it doesn't really like the things I like.
Basically, the background on this is he's been posting a lot of TikToks of him singing this song.
Everything is social media.
But especially him singing the song, and there's been a lot of highlight reels of him.
No, but even when he was in high school, coming out of high school, I followed him since like 2020 around. I've been following him around since 2020, and I like his attitude and how he, obviously he's like a jokester off the court, but man, when it comes to playing basketball, he gets to work, and it shows even with this last year in Duke. He's proved, and I get it. They lost in the Elite Eight, but man, they had such a special season, and I'm really curious what happens. Comes NBA draft. I'm really curious if he does want to declare. I think he will declare, but yeah. Eventually, we're going to talk about
that. College doesn't matter anymore at this point. He didn't need to go to college this year. Like, he really didn't.
Yeah, I get that. And I think he will go to the NBA, but man...
He gained nothing from it if he's just going to go to the draft. Like, what did he gain? He was upset about this year. Like, they're all acting all sad and stuff that like they're losing in the Elite Eight or whatever, but he doesn't care. He's leaving.
Yeah. So and same with Filipowski or whatever. The guy that obviously had injured his ankle. Filipowski. Just a couple weeks, like a month ago. Like a lot of these guys are leaving. Jeremy Roach, I think, might be leaving. He's been playing with Duke for a while now. So. A lot of people are leaving college basketball next season, man. A lot of people.
College sports are falling apart.
Drives me crazy. And look, college football is my favorite sport, man. Again, it's just everything with college is crazy.
Do you see what Saban said? Or has been saying? That
what
he retired because the players don't actually care about being developed in college anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that. And I totally agree. I agree with Saban. I think that's exactly what's going on.
There's no point in college if you're just going for the money. Just go to the pros. Like,
personally, I think that college is a great, unique way. And I guess, and I know a lot of people like to earn the NIL, but man, just being able to be around such atmospheres, college, it really provides, a lot of unique things for you. Especially, it's not like the pros, where the pros is kind of different from very different from regular professional sport. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. I agree with what Saban says.
same. I do too. And I feel bad because he's like, these guys, his team lost in the playoffs, and all he does is they just all leave. Most of them were gonna leave without him leaving. So stupid.
Yeah.
They just want to win, and at this point, it's pay to win.
Pay to win, or get paid and not win.
Speaking of pay to win, EA Sports.
Oh, I don't know why we're turning this into a college segment, but still, we can, and then we'll go back to what we're saying. But no, again, we can.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll finish. We'll finish. NBA.
Oh my god.
Warriors versus Jazz. I don't know.
I like the Warriors. I don't like the Jazz at all. I don't like the Jazz.
I've barely watched either team this year.
I don't like West Coast basketball. So honestly, yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I don't care about West Coast basketball. So, but I think the Warriors will win this game.
Yeah. And last one, Rockets Mavs. I got Mavs.
I'm excited for this game, and I hope I could be able to watch it. But yeah, no, I like this game a lot. I'm gonna have to choose the Rockets with an upset. Hear me out. I know the Mavs are, and I said this last episode, I like the Mavs a lot. But the Rockets, again, like we said, last episode, they are on a run. They're on a run with a huge win streak. I don't know if they've lost a game in between there, but still, they've had a lot of wins this last 2 weeks, and I like them. Even though they're not going to be one of the, I know they're not in playoff contention, and they're obviously eliminated, but still, I think they will beat the Mavs just this one game.
So we're moving from basketball to basketball. NCAA basketball, men's and women's. So Final Four was recently. So semifinals for women's. So we'll start with South Carolina versus NC State, and South Carolina remains undefeated, beating NC State 78-59, which I am gonna say is pretty high scoring for a game like this.
Yeah. And the thing what kind of shocks me is how South Carolina is known as the best defensive team in the country, and giving up 60 points for them is kind of crazy. But again, I know they blow them out 78-59. So again, I don't know, but yeah. They don't have the best offense in the country. They have the best defense in the country. So it just kind of amazes me how much points they scored and how many points they lit up. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And the second one, UConn, Iowa, which ended 71-69 in favor of Iowa. Okay. So the question for you on this one, was the blocking call by the refs at the end of the fourth quarter the right decision?
Look, I've said this to many people. I don't think it was the right decision. As much as I like Iowa this season, and I'm a big D1 Glazer for Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes, I don't like the call. And we've said this with many sports. You cannot call that with a game, with so many seconds left. It was like 10, 5, 9?
Yeah.
Like, you cannot call that with so many seconds left. It's really just foolish mistakes by the refs. I wish they can go under investigation. And I think that Iowa played a lot better game than UConn did. Well, maybe not in the first half, but still.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think that...
Oh, Caitlin Clark, tough bucket. Jesus. 23 points. Man, oh wait, hold on. You know how we were talking about earlier how she scored 18 points in the first quarter?
Yeah.
In the second quarter, she scored 3. Ooh, that's why they're losing. That's why they're losing right now. That's not good.
Anyway.
Oh, and look at this. An ad came up on while I'm watching the game right now. The men's Frozen 4, the national championship for hockey. All right, we're not gonna talk about that.
Last year there were a lot of. Michigan is stacked every year, but But yeah, I agree with you. I think that in game decisions like that, it shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be called at
It
all.
shouldn't be called. And I
Especially in
think it
such
was
a
minor.
especially
Too.
it was such a crucial moment though. Like, and I get it. Her shoulder, like what I forgot who it was. The shoulder was kind of in the way of Gabby Marshall, but still, I don't like the call. And now I can't go under investigation now that the national championship is going on. But still,
Yeah.
I think UConn deserved another chance, maybe another shot. And Caitlin Clark, oh no, she missed. Damn. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the men's, which I think is more boring right now.
Yeah, for sure.
NC State lost to Purdue 63-50, and UConn beat up on Alabama.
Well, I just want to say
86-42.
something before we go on
It was
with
tight. It was tight for a little bit,
Bama.
but
Well, before we go on with UConn Bama, NC State versus Purdue. Look, DJ Burns, I don't know if you saw this on social media. DJ Burns called out, I think it was Zach Edey before the game and said, I'm the only person that can really compete with it. He can't compete with me. Like he was calling him out pretty much. And Zach Edey demolished DJ Burns. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't know if DJ Burns is capable enough to be a pro. Neither do I think Zach Edey is. And
interesting.
Gabby Marshall just hit a 3.
Okay.
Put the lead out to 4. Okay, all right, Iowa.
Okay. So wait, you don't think Zach Edey is good enough to be a pro?
I don't think he's good enough to be a pro. Everyone in the nation can agree with me on that. He is not good enough to be a pro. We can talk about this. We can make a whole segment about it. Comes draft time, will he get drafted? Personally, deep down in my heart, I don't think he will. I just don't think he's good enough of a player to be competing with some of the guys in the NBA. I just don't think he will.
Okay. I mean, yeah, interesting. It's really an interesting one.
And well, I know we talked about this. Do you think DJ Burns is going to go to the NFL? Because people have said that.
No, he says he doesn't want to anyway.
Okay, well.
Anyway, next thing. You made a clip about this. Bronny James declares for the 2024 NBA draft. So look out, whoever gets the first pick, you are getting LeBron James. A notably old and still kind of good, but not as good LeBron James. So,
look, I just want to say this, though. You know what I don't like, though? The pressure on Bronny James. He's had to deal with so much pressure his whole life, obviously being LeBron's son.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's the right move going to the NBA right away. I think going to UConn is the right move. I know that's kind of shocking and saying, well, why would you want someone like Bronny? Well, hear me out. UConn it's a team that likes to develop players, and we've seen it time and time again. Obviously, like Jordan Hawkins last year, who I actually wanted the Heat to pick up in the draft. Obviously, Jaime Jaquez is better, but look, Jordan Hawkins had a phenomenal season. He was not really as known of a player just a couple of years ago, but again, last year going into the draft, he was phenomenal. Just came off a national championship. Trust me, if Bronny goes to UConn and just doesn't go to the draft right away this season. Well, he still has eligibility. He has 3 years left. I'm just saying, go back to college. Maybe not UConn, but go somewhere where you're going to be happy and going to be able to, in a way, kind of learn the game of basketball. And look, he's dealt with a lot, though. Like, he had his cardiac arrest just a year ago, so.
Yeah.
It's sad, but again, I don't know. I really don't. It's going to happen.
I want to shout out my guy Xavier Lee from Princeton. Did declare for the draft as well. And I think he's looking around at this draft and he might actually have a chance because, again, worst draft class ever, people are saying. So
I think we're going to have to I don't know what's going to happen. You know what's crazy though? I think the NBA draft is during Philadelphia camp. So if it's possible,
I think it's actually the week after.
Oh, it is?
It's the 26th.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Oh wait, we'll be together. I think. I don't know.
Maybe.
Still,
hopefully.
Still. Yeah. We'll see.
Next thing. What was I about to say? Oh, but the other thing is kind of like basically all the Princeton guys are already moving because one of the guys, Zach Martini, I think transferred to Rutgers, which I mean is crazy because I mean if you look at the state of Rutgers right now, a guy like that isn't going to get much playing time. So
Yeah. Well, again, I just want to say something about obviously Bronny declaring. Look, I just think, like, I don't know if you can agree with me on this, and I know people can obviously disagree, but do you really think that Bronny James is, again, say LeBron ends up retiring, maybe in 2 or 3 years, Bronny James is in the NBA, plays with his father, gets, an accomplishment done. What do you think is going to be next for him? Do you think he will really be able to be good or bad? Because some people, again, might agree, might disagree. I'm just curious what you think.
I don't think well, first of all, he's not ready. And second of all, I just don't think people realize that he's not going to be LeBron.
I agree with that. I think that's what people have to realize. And it's really frustrating having people, compare him to his father. And look, LeBron is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Bronny is not as good as his dad is. So, again, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm curious.
Nor will he ever be, like, statistically in every way.
Like, ever. Oh, even with points. Oh, my God. An assist.
And, yeah. Anyway,
I think we're going to have to continue this. Well, we're going to have to continue this discussion towards June. So, yeah.
Next, we got to talk about the championships. Right now, South Carolina versus Iowa. Score update, please, Vince.
57-55. South Carolina just scored 59-55. Oh, no. No. Iowa just missed. Stolke just missed. Well, don't ask how I know all these people's names. I'm just so invested. I don't care about men's basketball. I don't care about women's.
I mean... Yeah, I watched
Carolina just hit a dagger 3. 62-55. Yeah, Tessa Johnson.
Wait, can we talk about it real quick? So, I mean...
Yeah.
Oh
my God. Bench points? South Carolina has 27 bench points. Iowa has 0. Oh my God.
Well, I think that's why they're undefeated. The depth of that team is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So... I think we'll just come back to that later. But
yeah, we'll definitely talk about that.
UConn Purdue. What do you think? I'd like to see Purdue win, honestly, because I feel like they kind of just deserve it after having a pretty good. Are you okay? After having a pretty good couple of years, like this last couple of years. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think UConn's gonna win. I chose this for every one of my brackets.
I think UConn's gonna win.
I know. Actually, no. I know UConn's gonna win. Purdue doesn't stand a chance. Like, it's true. UConn is the better... actually, I'm having thoughts. I don't really care about men's basketball. I only care about women's. But, sorry. Let me get back to the finals.
UConn's probably going to win. Probably.
UConn.
Okay. Anyway. We spent so much time...
Oh, my God. Carolina again with another 3 to take the lead up to 10.
Oh, my God.
Wow. I might just... I kind of just want to... I feel like calling the game right now.
So we're going to move on.
This is exciting. Wait, can we come back to this? Can we come back to this?
Yeah, we will.
This is something crazy.
We spent so much time talking about March Madness, and now we're just like, the finals are coming up, and all we're going to say is
it's Darius
probably going to win. Yeah, that's kind of all we have to say.
No, UConn's going to win. Yeah. Like, I chose, and the thing about it is I chose both these teams in every single one of my brackets, so, maybe not every Purdue, but
yeah. Next up, NHL. So, the Arizona Coyotes announced a new arena that is going to be built, a massive arena that they're barely going to fill.
Hold on. Please tell me this is, like, near the Arizona area. Or not Arizona, near like kind of Phoenix area. Because listen, you know Mad Dog, right? Christopher Russo.
Yeah.
Listen, even going back to last year, I've listened to him after school sometimes, and he had to say some stuff about how bad it is to get to place around that area. He said how bad it is getting to State Farm Stadium. So just that alone is pretty crazy. And obviously now with so many events happening there, since its existence, yeah, I don't know, and I hope that this state. I don't know exactly if the stadium's going to be in near the Phoenix area. It should, like the Suns. If it's not, then it's going to be very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I think that's another reason why fans don't go to games. And honestly, it's the same. And I know we're going to talk about this with the MLB. It's the same reason why, Marlins fans don't go to games. It's because of bad location. It's because of bad location. I'm telling you.
So here's the thing. They announced that this is what they're going to be trying to do. It's going to be privately funded, and they're trying to win the state land auction. It's going to be privately funded with a new entertainment district, and it's going to be in Phoenix.
Okay, that's good.
And it will create 10,000 new jobs. And apparently it's supposed to generate $15 billion over the next 30 years, which I feel like is a win-win. So we'll see what happens there. Update, you seem very invested in the game right now.
Look, it's 65-57. Kate Martin takes a fadeaway shot, misses, rebound South Carolina. 1 minute left to go in the third quarter. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for this game to end. Oh, Carolina with a dagger three. Tessa Johnson again. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know if I could wait.
Timeout. Timeout. Iowa. Wow.
I don't know.
This is good. 68-57.
I don't know if I could wait, but we'll get through MLB, see where we are, and yeah. But I don't know if we could wait a whole nother quarter. We'll see.
I hope.
All right, so MLB. So let's reel it back. Let's talk about some MLB. And
let's talk about everything MLB we got to talk about. I'm excited for MLB. Second week into it.
So, yesterday it was announced that Guardians ace Shane Bieber will be having Tommy John. Are the Guardians good? I don't know. I don't think they are. I think they have J-Ram. Kind of.
Yeah. The boxer. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm excited for Marlins Guardians. Then you reminded me. Down goes Anderson. He's your guy now.
Down goes Anderson. Yeah, I don't know.
You have to deal with him.
I don't know. I think he's a very conflicted person, just like OBJ. I don't know how we're gonna deal with both of them.
Yeah. Next up.
Okay, hold on. Timeout. Iowa, 59-68. It's a good game, Andrew.
We're not gonna do this for every score. We gotta talk baseball right now. Good game,
Andrew. Good game, Andrew. You might have to put the game on.
We gotta talk baseball. We gotta talk baseball, Vince. So, we talked about this in the short, and I want to get your full opinion on this because, yeah. So the Athletics are moving to Sacramento, and I think that this is a big move. They're moving to Sacramento, by the way, for 3 years until their ballpark in Las Vegas is done. And they're playing in a fairly small stadium, like almost a minor league stadium. Is this the right move, or should they have just accepted Oakland's bid to stay?
That's a great deal. That's a great move. Listen, I get Oakland fans want to have the team they've had for so long, but I just hold on. Wait. Caitlin Clark! No good. Damn. Tough, but anyway, I think Oakland, the fan base, they love the team. Obviously, it's one of the only teams standing left. Obviously the Warriors left just a couple of years ago. The Raiders left not so long ago. So I don't know. It's sad to see Oakland sports go away since they've been so, I guess, popular in a way, or it's just been big. So
the ballpark is quite small, the one that they are going to be playing in. So. I don't really know. Next, Alek Manoah had a very, very bad rehab start. But he still says he's feeling fine, and he will be planning to return soon. But do the Toronto Blue Jays even want him at this point?
I like Alek Manoah. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he is a good pitcher, but I don't know. Again, having a bad start to rehab is not the way to go, especially coming off an injury like this. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But just speaking about the Toronto Blue Jays for a second, and obviously you have maybe your own preference, your opinion. What do you think is going to happen? Like, I know we said this last week where I said I only think it's the Yankees competing in this division and the Orioles. What do you think about the Blue Jays when it comes to this division? And I know Vladdy's good. I know Betty's good. Like, I know like some of these guys are good. But who do you think will come out on top in this division? I'm just curious. Right, for what do you think?
The Blue Jays aren't. Well, the Blue Jays are going to put up a fight, and they have a chance to be a wild card team. They're not actually that good, I think. And I think that Alek Manoah is just not the answer for their pitching. I mean, they have their fifth starter out against the Yankees today, and he struck out the side in the first inning, which, by the way, is Torres, Judge, and Soto, which is impressive. So, I just don't think Manoah needs to be rushed coming back, and I just don't think he's actually going to help the Jays that much in the long run. Next, a very, very good player and influential player from the MLB is retiring, Steven Strasburg, who played how many years? He played a long time. And he 3-time All-Star, 2019 World Series winner, World Series MVP, and he won a Silver Slugger for being a pitcher. Spent his whole career with the Nats, and yeah, I think he was.
Well, he had a good. I think was it game 6, game 7 of the 2019 World Series. So again,
yeah,
I think it's sad to see him go. And do you know how old he is? I'm just kind of curious.
He's 35, and he spent 13 years in the league.
Okay, that's respectful.
Yeah, and he went 113 and 62 in his career with a 3.24 ERA and 1,723 strikeouts. Really good. Really good. And yeah, good player. Sad to see him go, but he had a hell of a career. So yeah. Next one, and we're going to talk more about this next one next week because we have a guest planned who lives in the Philly area. The Phillies officially announced their new City Connect uniforms after they got leaked a couple months ago. And what do you think about them? Because I'm hearing mixed reviews.
Honestly, I kind of just want to keep my opinion for next week's guest. I want to see what they have to say about my opinion on what I think about them. But I will touch on it just for a second. I don't hate them. And the fact that people were booing Philly Fanatic as he came out of I think it was a team store or whatever.
Yeah.
At Citizens Bank Park. Man, all I'm saying is I hope they don't wear those jerseys when we go to the game in the summer.
They're ugly.
I don't want to see
I don't like them. Some people like them for some reason. They're not Philly.
I'm just curious what our guest has to say about it next week. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think he's going to have to say? Do you think, based off your his opinion?
If I
what do you
were
think?
a Philly fan, I would be upset.
Oh no, I would too.
I really would be upset.
Now, there's a lot of the value to the actual, the colors, everything has to do with the hat, the stars, everything. It's very sentimental to the city, but it's kind of the same thing with Miami. Well, I don't want to bring up Miami. It's the same thing with Chicago, with the White Sox too, with the Marlins did. Their city connects are actually nice, and they actually resemble things to do with their culture. Obviously,
yeah.
South Side Chicago. A lot of it commemorates the black and the white, like the pinstripe. They have sentimental value. In the Marlins, it's the same with the Cuban heritage that we have in Little Havana, where the stadium is located. So. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't hate them, but again, I just don't think it really.
I'm just gonna say this: if Nike makes the Yankees get it, if Nike makes the Yankees get a City Connect, everyone is going to revolt and.
I'm sorry, Andrew. The Yankees would not even come up with a good City Connect. Like the best City Connects are either the White Sox or the Marlins,
Rockies,
and maybe the Padres.
Rockies.
Have you seen the Rockies?
The Rockies are so nice.
Ew,
the Rockies are nice.
They're horrible. The Marlins are the best.
I don't want the Yankees. The Yankees can't have a City Connect. It's tradition.
I know, but either way, it would look ugly. That's just horrible.
Well, I think most City Connects look ugly anyway. So,
hey,
who gave the Red Sox yellow socks?
Well, yeah, well, no, I get that. The thing is,
And-
the Red Sox and the Phillies kind of have like the same city connect, like in a way, like the same color scheme. So
Who else has a terrible city connect? Royals, pretty bad.
well, they're okay. I don't hate them, but
The Braves ones are cool, but it's basically just like their retro jerseys. Yeah, city connects aren't great. Is basically what we're trying to say.
well, no, I'm not trying to say I like city connects. I like the
Well, I'm
fact that
trying
it
to say-
resembles
no,
the
Dodgers.
city.
The Dodgers ones are terrible.
Oh, what is that? What even is that?
It's-
Ooh.
It's just the Dodgers, but they put Los in front of it.
Hey, don't hate on Los.
I'm not. But like, they could have been a
No, I
little
get it.
more
I
creative
don't like
with
it.
the
I don't like
entire
it. No,
city
no,
of
I mean,
Los
I don't like it.
Angeles.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
Could have done Hollywood in the background of the jersey. You know.
yeah, I've seen like the jersey.
I mean,
like
just stop playing.
redesigns.
The Heat got the best uniforms in the game out of every sport.
I've seen like the jersey redesigns online, and yeah. So Mookie Betts leads the league in all major hitting categories as of the day of filming, and I mean I know we're 10 games into the season, but he is so good, and he's gonna have a crazy year this year. Next up, JD Martinez's Mets debut has been pushed back, and I don't think there's any difference that's going to be made whether he plays now or plays in a couple weeks for the Mets. Bad news for you, but I know that you don't care that much. The Marlins start 0-9, which I think is a franchise record. Any care to comment at all?
Actually, the only thing I don't like is that traffic's horrendous.
But no one's going to the
trying to-
games anyway. What do you mean the traffic's horrendous?
no, Miami traffic itself is pretty bad, but
Yeah.
Well, around the area where the Marlins do play, just that area is so. I hate it. I hate Little Havana. You know, and that's again what I was saying earlier. How no one goes to the games. It's exactly that. We don't like the area where the stadium's located. Rebuild the stadium. Maybe try to get. I know it's brand new, but still, no one likes it. Jeter ruined our franchise. I don't.
Okay.
Don't remind me.
So upset. Trevor Story was placed
Hate
on the
Jeter.
IL with a dislocated shoulder after attempting to make a diving catch against the Angels. Spencer Strider has a damaged UCL and will travel to see a doctor in Texas for a second.
Well, I just
opinion.
want to wait. Hold on. I want to talk.
Mhm.
I want to say something. What do you think about Spencer Strider? Like, and even it came from opening day that one Thursday. Just a couple weeks ago.
He's
They
a
played against the
decent pitcher.
Braves. No, well, played against the Braves, and he was almost taken. I think he was taken
He
out
is-
after
he is
an
a-
inning.
He didn't. He plays for the Braves.
Braves. Wait, did I not say that?
You said against the Braves. He plays for the. They
Oh.
played. What was opening day?
Against the Phillies. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Phillies.
That's
yeah.
that's on me. That's
You're
on me.
right. You're right. Okay, yeah, he didn't pitch well, and it
Oh,
was
he
also
didn't.
because he got. It was also because he got hurt, or was hurting.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
last one for MLB, Garrett Cole is expected to start throwing soon and wants to be ready to make his debut June 1st. Score update, please, and how much time?
There is 7 minutes left. I wouldn't mind calling the
Ooh.
game for a.
Ooh,
I wouldn't mind calling the game. So it's 76-64. South Carolina has possession of the ball right now.
I
At
don't.
the logo. Pass
I
it
don't-
in. Back
Alright.
out to the perimeter. I don't know any of
Let's-
these people's names. The shot is up and no good. Caitlin Clark
So-
gets the rebound. Up the court, pass it down to nobody. Out of bounds.
So, let's do this. Let's do the fast fact. And I think we gotta end the episode, and then you will put out a clip as soon as the game is over.
Yeah, but
We got it.
I will regardless. But still, yeah.
Or
Hold
you
on,
could,
hold on.
you could just film your live reaction because I know I can't stay for 7 minutes or 7+ minutes.
Oh, Caitlin Clark. Bang! Oh my god.
They're still losing.
67-76. Just what a shot. Oh, and it's rejected But I don't know who number 3 is on Iowa. But man, Kate Morgan gets the rebound.
Yeah.
Passes it back out to Caitlin Clark. No good. Rebound.
So,
Iowa.
let's
Back out
do
to Gabby Marshall. Bang! Oh my God. No, 70-76. Hold on, Andrew.
let's do the
Hold
fast
on.
fact.
We got
Let's
a
do the
game.
fast fact. Let's do the
8-0
fast
run
fact.
in the last minute.
Vince, let's do the fast fact.
I'm hyped.
Let's do the fast fact.
All right.
Let's do the fast fact. So, and you were excited about this one, so I'll let you introduce this one because I think you know more about than me. So for the first time, you get to introduce the fast fact.
Fast fact, yeah. So college football. So in just the last couple weeks, a Super League was in talks and will include 80 teams, and the main purpose of it is to kind of pay players, use collective bargain, and increase revenue. But I just don't know how this is going to work out personally. I wonder how it's going to be able to become a thing in general. What do you think about it?
I think it's stupid. Stop changing college football.
Yeah, I think we just keep it the same, original. But I'm just curious what those 80 teams are going to be. I think it's maybe the best 80 teams in the country. I just don't really know.
So what? Harvard's going to be playing in this? Like, who plays against who? Who gets to
Maybe Alabama,
important games? Who get
Florida.
like?
I don't know.
I don't like it. And I don't think anyone will like it. But okay, Vince, how much time?
Well, no, hold on. I want to actually talk about another fast fact, and I know we didn't write this down. Hold on, Andrew. I just want to talk about this. I don't know if you were well. We both talked about it. The Rangers Devils game.
Yeah.
That was kind of insane how they just started fighting out of nowhere.
So all
8
5
players
players.
ejected?
Yeah, so all 5 players on each team on the ice started fighting immediately. 8 players got ejected because they were involved in secondary altercations, and yeah, it was kind of funny seeing all 8 players walk off at once. And at one point, they were all in the penalty box together, which is kind of funny.
And obviously, that one guy, what's his name from the Rangers that always gets into fights? Yeah, Rempe. He was there.
Yeah, don't worry, guys.
You know what? Wait, were those the starters that were out there that started fighting on the
Not
first
really.
face-off?
They weren't the Devil
Okay.
starters. They weren't the Devil starters. Well,
Okay.
not all of the Devil starters, but yeah. So this is what we're gonna do.
Look,
That's what we're
5
gonna
minutes
do.
left. Look, 5 minutes left. Hold on, Andrew. You got this.
I can't. I really can't. So this is what we're gonna do. When this episode comes out, obviously the game will be over. But Vince, you can record your reaction on. You can record your reaction, and we will put that up. So that is, well, okay. One last score update. What is it? Before we go.
So, under 5 minutes, 72-78. Iowa just scored. Kate Martin just scored. 78-72. South Carolina has possession of the ball. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen here. This is probably it. Honestly, I just want to say this again. This is the most, I would say, again, maybe viewed game of all time. I know LSU Iowa is one of the most viewed games of all time, but this is the most a ticket has ever been costed. This is the most expensive game in college basketball history.
Did you know that the practices were sold out? 17,000 people went to watch each practice.
That's the Caitlin Clark effect. I think we could start saying it like that.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is, she's just amazing. Oh no, it's a timeout break. No.
Okay, that's a good place. That's a good place to stop. So, everyone, that is pretty much gonna do it for the 35th episode of the Sports Coverage Podcast. As always, my name is Andrew, and I'm alongside my co-host Vince. And if you haven't seen already by the time this comes out,
I will be posting my live update.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Check out the women's game. And yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. As always, we have audio only on Spotify, the special clips and announcements on Instagram. And of course, if you're watching here on YouTube, a like and subscribe would be great. So thank you everyone so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.